Hey y'all, Natalie here, and I'm here with my first layout using the Missy Wooden color kits from Shimmerz. This month we have Spritz Plum Pudding, we have Shimmerz Read on the Rocks, a brand new color, we have Inklings Beats Me, and Creamy's Pining for You with 3 exclusive dots, and Paige Evans designed us a hibiscus cut file that's so pretty. So I'm showing you here, I was choosing between these two pictures from this tropical layout using hibiscus flowers. These were taken in Hawaii, and I decided on the second one there because I figured the colors would go better, especially the greens, and then the pink and purple would really make it pop. So I cut out the exclusive cut file using this really beautiful gold metallic paper. And now I'm spreading texture paste down the center of this 9x12 page, and it's just this cute small dot texture, and I really love it. And so I let that dry, and there's an empty space in the middle, and that's where my photo is going to go. So first I'm going to put down my green colors. I'm using the Pining for You right now, and I'm just going to, it almost ends up being like a camo look between all the colors. So I'm adding the greens, and I'm going to let those dry before I add the pink and the purple so that they don't get muddied. I don't mind if the greens combine, and they will a little bit. You'll see here, I'm going to spritz some water on, and I do try to keep them pretty concentrated though, because I love tons of color. But it's fine if the greens combine, but if the pinks and purple combine too, then it would kind of be a muddy brownish, and we don't want that. So just working with those, applying them randomly on the texture paste only. And there I'm adding in some more concentration on that color. And then I'm going to hit it with my heat gun to make sure that it dries completely. I like how it moves around that color. I really like that. So now I'm going in with the spritz, and I'm adding it directly on the page, and then I'm going to move it around with my my paintbrush using some water, and then I'm going to come in with the Inklings Beats Me as well. And that one is super shimmery, and you'll be able to see as soon as I add it to the page. You can just see the shimmer right off, which is nice. And I like how they combine too. The spritz does have a little bit of shimmer, but not a ton. So I like when they roll into one another. So just adding some more concentration of color here. And in hindsight, it would have been better if I maybe worked at the top of the page a little bit, let that dry, and then worked at the bottom of the page. I would have been able to control my turning of the page a little bit better. But in the end, it worked out. And I love using that spritz because it gets little teeny tiny droplets of purple on the rest of the page, which I decided that I wanted the purple to be the star anyway of my page. So I really like the added, almost like splatters. On the white part of the page. So zapping that with the heat gun. And this, I'm cutting part of my title, and we will hit this back up later. And there it is dried, but wait, I decided I want to add more purple. I want it to come outside of the rectangle a little bit, since I decided that I really want the plum pudding to be the star of the show. I'm going to bring it outside of the texture paste rectangle, and a lot of it gets covered up anyway when I add the photo and the embellishments, but that's okay. So I'm just putting it directly on that packaging, and I'm using a paintbrush to apply it. And you can see I also added a few purple splatters there as well. And now I'm going to use this vellum, and I only want to back the flower portions of these cut files. So I want to leave the rest unbacked, except for the hibiscus flowers. So I'm going to do a purple one and a pink one for each cut file. And so I'm just painting these directly onto the vellum, and the way that it dries is super pretty. It's a little bit translucent and crunchy, and I really like it. So I'm just kind of making these amorphous blobs that will be used to back the hibiscus flowers in the cut file. And yeah, just set those aside. The vellum is non-porous, so it takes a little while to dry. And I also would be wary of using a heat gun there. So here is the cut file. The title that I wanted to cut was The Word Paradise. And I didn't let it dry well before I took it off my mat, and so it kind of didn't turn out white, but I'm able to salvage it when I glue it down to the photo. So never fear. And I'm using these gold glitter alphas that kind of go well with the cut files that I cut out of the gold metallic paper. So here I'm using my scraper on the opposite side of the vellum to kind of smooth it out so that it will back well. And I'm not going to show you the whole part, but you know how to back a cut file. So I backed the flowers on that cut file, and I've stuck down my photo. And that's me when I was pregnant with my firstborn. So about 8 years ago, we went on a trip to Hawaii, and it truly was paradise. So gorgeous. So I definitely wanted to use this kit on photos from that. But you know what? This kit would be so good for like fall photos as well. I totally plan to make this like dark plum and green layout. Purple and green were my favorite colors when I was growing up. I had a purple and green lunchbox. So now you can see I'm putting down, the title is Paradise Found. So I'm putting down the word found, and then I glued Paradise Found. And even though it kind of ripped up a little bit when I was taking it off of the cut file or the cutting board, I was able to glue it back together, and it looked completely fine. So I'm sticking down the backed cut files here, and I'm going to stick one down in the right corner and one up at the top as well, where there's mostly just like a cliff, not a lot to see up there. And I like how the light is making that gold bling. Okay, so I'm pulling out the embellishments, and these are from Pink Fresh Studio. This says Living My Story, and it was just a perfect purple color. And then I also get this tag, and I cut it in half, and it says right now. A lot of collections don't have purple, so I had to work with what I had here, but I found these little watercolor and gold foil stickers that I had found at Michael's a long time ago, and they worked really perfectly. So I'm using all the gold foil in those stickers to complement the metallic gold cut file. And there's some hearts there. It says right now, love this. And you're probably wondering, where are the dots? And I almost forgot my dots, but you'll see that I added them at the end after I got done filming, and they made the page. They really did, especially the pink hibiscus flower. It's my favorite, and it goes so well with these gorgeous cut files. So I'm just adding in a few stickers and letting that come together, and you're about to see the close-ups. I was so thrilled to work with this Missy Wooden color kits, and there's the final layouts, and you can see the dots. Oh, so pretty. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. I'm so honored to be on the Shimmerz team. Thanks for watching my video. Bye, y'all.